Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. I'm here today with Linda, who has sacrificed basically her summer with me, putting together tournaments in the Meissner intake, and we want to talk about the impact of that today. So Linda, I think this is so alien to the life that you have lived before that you can really see the differences that this brings about. And one of the things I want to talk about is what this all means, what you see this meaning, these tournaments, and bringing these people from all over the country here to fish our St. Lawrence River for bass.
Well, Don, this is an exciting topic, and I look at it not as an angler because I don't have that level of expertise or ability, but the way I look at it is from a research perspective. And the impact that these tournaments can have on a community is so broad and encompasses so much that in the time allotted for this, we probably don't have enough to go into all parts. But I'll look at it from an economic perspective, if you will. The fact that we're reaching so many people, and if you think about the word of mouth advertising and how important that is to get the message of a community out, all of the anglers who come, they are literally learning about Meissner, and they're taking that message back to their communities, but they're also on social media. So every time they take pictures of fish and they show up on their Facebook page, it starts a chatter, it starts a dialogue with individuals we won't ever know unless they come here, but they're watching and learning about the size of these bags of fish. They're learning about the community and what we do to help these anglers have a good tournament. So I guess from a lasting perspective, the top of mind awareness becomes very important. We're literally selling Meissner to each and every individual.
We're not just selling Meissner, we're selling the whole North Country is what takes place.
That's very true, because Meissner doesn't have everything.
No, Meissner is just sort of a center point.
Yes.
And that becomes the sort of the gateway to the whole experience of this area. You know, one of the things that has affected me is we watch these people get up on the stage, and we find out they're from all different parts of the country, but primarily the South, and what they say and how this has affected them. And, you know, one of the things that I've always said that fishing brings out in my life is friendships. And think of the impact of meeting new people and establishing relationships with them. You know, these people talk about the place that they stay and how the people have been so friendly to them. You know, this is why we started this whole thing, but I never dreamed when we began doing these tournaments that they would have this powerful an impact on the lives of people from all over the country. You know, we have people telling us, you know, now we're looking for a place to live up here, and gosh, we would live up here in a heartbeat if it wasn't for the winters, you know, and I don't think they understand that the winters are much more moderate than they were back in the 50s and 60s when sort of the legend began about the austere conditions of living in the North Country in the winter.
Great point.
But I think that these tournaments have had such an impact on us here too. We get to meet people from other parts of the country, and we get to this is one way we get an insight as to what life must be in these other places.
And if I could add another little point to that, you may recall that when we had one of the tournaments several years ago, the anglers wanted to have a fishing church, and people who came to the intake to watch the launch, they were impacted by the level of engagement with a message of faith. So people from the north learned that the people from the south are very similar. So rather than being different, we can celebrate the similarities that both parts of the nation have. We're literally bringing new people to the North Country to experience what we have, but we learn from them as well.
Yeah, I think it's really wonderful. I get a chance to talk to the anglers when we're parking them at 3 o'clock in the morning. And so many of them thank us for what we do here. And they tell me that they just love this area. And, you know, one of the things that the tournament directors have said to us is the one thing they want to do more for our area is to tell the story that this isn't just about the fishing. The fishing is so wonderful, but this area offers a destination to people that they can bring their family and enjoy a vacation. You know, a vacation is supposed to rebuild and recomfort people, and that's what this area can do with its beautiful trails and the special things that we have.
Yes.
You know, and I'm uplifted because of all the, you know, we spend all our whole summer, we essentially give it up to put these tournaments on, and it's uplifting to me that we can get such positive feedback from these people coming here. This is the reason we started this, is a discovery movement where people can discover the enchantment of what the North Country is, and I feel very positive about this.
And from a personal perspective on my part, this has been a discovery for me because I've had a chance to interact with so many people and learn so very much about how we're very similar.
Well, we really are, you know, and you can look at it from the point of what one person said to me. They said, you know, it appears to me that people are basically very good, and you see it when you come to places like this. And, you know, if we can take that premise that life is good and that people are good, and the goodness is brought out when they're able to enjoy the outdoors and what this all brings to their life.
Yes.
So this has been a special time for us, and I wanted to share it with everybody out there.
Yes.
Until next time, folks, this is Don and Linda with the North Country Fishing Report.